In case you haven't heard, mindfulness is all the rage right now. And for some of us, it can feel really overwhelming and confusing because we don't really know how to become more mindful. We might hear that it's about meditating, maybe sitting with your legs crossed and then with your fingers like this and in that full lotus position, sitting quiet and still for hours on end. And for a lot of us, that feels completely unreasonable and totally undoable. So does that mean that we can't become more mindful, that we can't have a mindfulness practice? And the answer is no. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to simply become more mindful every day in simple ways that don't involve sitting and meditating for hours on end, in ways that make sense, that are realistic, that are doable for everybody. My name is Julia Christina, and I am a therapist, researcher, and online course creator. I have a master's degree in counseling psychology, and I work to help men and women get through the crap that is holding them back so they can like themselves and their lives more every day. And we're going to talk all about mindfulness. And I'm not going to tell you exactly what it is or explain that because I did that in another video. And the link for that is in the description here. So if you're brand new to mindfulness and don't even really know what it is, I explain all of that. So make sure you go there first and watch that one before you watch this one. So mindfulness, what does it really mean? And it's, for some of us, it can kind of sound a little bit woo-woo. It can kind of sound a little bit out there. It can sound kind of hokey-pokey. But the thing is that mindfulness isn't. Maybe the word mindfulness itself sounds a little funny, but mindfulness is just a fancy way of saying be present. It's just a word that means learning how to become present with what's happening right now. Because oftentimes we spend our time worrying about the future, regretting the past. Our thoughts are going everywhere. Our brain is going everywhere. And so becoming mindful is a way to just pay attention to what's happening right here, right now. Because the interesting thing is that our brain cannot function in the future and in the present. It's got to pick one. So we're either worrying about and thinking about the future or regretting the past or whatever it is, or we're being present. And as soon as we kind of make that switch into being present, it changes things in our brain so that we can't worry. Worry and being present cannot really exist at the same time, or regret and being present can't exist at the same time. So you can be mindful, you can practice mindfulness anytime, any place, anywhere that you are. All you need to do is stop and take a second and notice what's happening around you. What do you see? Actually naming things. If you're outside, I see trees, I see cars, I see an airplane, I see flowers, I see people, whatever it is. It sounds kind of silly and dumb, but a lot of times you're like, I'm always looking around, I'm always seeing things. But the thing is that we're not. We're kind of going through life and we're thinking about things and we've got stuff going on in our brain, or we're evaluating situations, or we're thinking about what's in front of us, but we're not just noticing what's in front of us, what's right around us, what's going on. It sounds so ridiculous. But if you pay attention next time you're out and about, if you stop for a second and be like, am I really focusing on what's happening right now? So just doing that, feeling the breeze across your face, noticing if it's chilly outside, noticing if your nose feels chilly, or if it's warm outside, if you're sweating at all anywhere. That's just what mindfulness is. It's not rocket science. It's nothing fancy. But it does switch things around in our brain. It does help us. Like I said, when we focus on being present, we can't be freaking out or worrying about the future or thinking about or running the past through our head over and over again. It switches things up in our brain. And so I'm going to give you an example from my own life recently of how this worked and how powerful the mindfulness was. So a short while ago, I was out on a run and I was running and I was having a nice run and I was having a good time. And then it was on a Monday and I think I started thinking about all the things that I wanted to get done during the week. So it started out as just a really innocent little internal mind planning session about how the week was going to go and how I was going to get everything done. I all of a sudden started thinking about everything that I had to do. And I started running through all of these lists, and I started feeling really overwhelmed. And I started to worry about, how am I going to get this all done? This is not all going to be able to happen. What's going to happen? How am I going to deal with it? How am I going to get through it? And I was getting myself more and more ramped up and worked up, and I could feel it. I could feel it in my body. I just had this awful, tense, thick feeling throughout my whole body as I'm running. And then I started to pay attention. I started to notice, wow, you're really getting worked up, Julia. So I said to myself, you need to get present. And I just started saying it because I was so ramped up that I just started almost saying out loud, get present, Julia, get present. What is happening right now? And finally, my thick head clued in. And I started paying attention, and I could feel the breeze on my face. It was a cooler winter day, and I could feel the cool breeze on my face. And then I started noticing my breath, and I noticed the deep breaths of cool, crisp, fresh evening air that I was taking in. And then I started to notice the trees that were kind of in my vision, and I noticed the sidewalk in front of me. I noticed the cars on the road. And then I started thinking about and paying attention to my body and my feet hitting the pavement on the ground and that rhythm of the run. And I started to notice that feeling of that runner's high that was starting to take shape. Maybe it was the mindfulness, and maybe it was a little bit of both. But as soon as I just started to get present with what was happening right now, all of that worry, all of that stress, all of that overwhelm, all of that stuff, it was gone. It just disappeared because, as I was saying, present and future can't exist at the same time. So when we get present, when we notice what's around us, we can pay attention to what we see, what we hear, what we smell, what we feel, what we're touching, if we're touching something. That's it. That's what becoming more mindful is all about, and just doing that. You can do it when you're feeling good. Notice what's going on with me right now, what's happening around me. I'm feeling really good. What's going on in this moment? You can do it when you're feeling bad, when you're feeling stressed, when you're feeling anxious, depressed, overwhelmed. To just pay attention to what is, not evaluating whether it's right or wrong or good or bad, but just paying attention to what is happening. It is that simple. It's that straightforward. And that's how easy it is to bring mindfulness more into your life and then be reaping all the benefits, all the mental health, all the well-being, all the happiness, all the good things that come from being more mindful. You can also get my 10-minute guided audio mindfulness recording. The link is in the description. Just go there, click the link, and go and get my 10-minute guided mindfulness meditation. If you're still a little bit rusty, or if even you find it easier to become mindful, to practice being present when you have someone walking you through it and talking you through it, or even if you just need a 10-minute break sometimes, to go grab that recording. It's 10 minutes, a 10-minute mindfulness exercise you can do anytime, any place. All you need is your headphones and the recording. The link is down below, and it's yours. It's free. It's for you. And before you go, if you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe to my channel so that we can stay connected, so you can know when my other videos are coming out. And also make sure that you share this one out, because I think a lot of people struggle with the mindfulness thing and don't really know that it's as simple as it is. Leave your comments in the comments section below. Would love to hear how this is going for you, how you like it, how the exercise feels and works for you, and we can have a little bit more of a conversation down there. Until next time, take good care.